She was ready.
50.
She wasn't
Time out.
ready.
Aw. We were so close.
45 seconds. T minus 45 seconds and
And
counting.
guess what? We're going on Facebook right now.
Are we?
We're
Oh my
going
gosh.
live.
It's so real.
T minus
We're so
35
on it.
seconds and counting.
Ladies and gentlemen, hobos and tramps, cockeyed mosquitoes and bullet ends.
Homos and tramps. Oh no. Oh my.
25 seconds and counting.
Lady and the Tramp. That was my favorite movie.
I hated that movie. I hate everybody. That
Oh
likes
my god, you hated that movie?
He's like,
I don't know if we can be friends anymore.
right?
That part where they
Go.
kissed over spaghetti, that was every germaphobe's nightmare.
Are you a germaphobe?
No,
5, 4,
not really. I know
3.
a lot of them though.
2, 1.
Man, I know people that won't reuse a towel.
Blast off.
I know people that won't eat food off the floor if it touches it.
Oh, I've got.
Oh wait, hold on. We're gonna transition to that real quick. Hold on.
No, I have
All
my
right.
limits.
No, we're going live. We're going live, ladies
And
We're on
gentlemen.
live.
and gentlemen. Sorry, I don't want to miss.
Lady and
mislabel
gentlemen.
you. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen.
Lady and the Tramp. Boom.
I forgot the hotkeys. There's me. Okay, hey, we're live. Welcome to the
Yeah.
Almost Legal Podcast Wednesday episode live. I'm speaking in circles here. We're on what is it, number 99?
I think it's 100.
100. Keeping it 100, yeah.
Oh, well, I
Is
have
it
it on
100?
I have it on 99, so it is what it is. I'm doing it with
Whatever.
Chris.
He can't
No, we're going to
count.
go with 99.
That's Chelsea
then.
Yeah, I'm doing it with
education.
Chris. He's over here. And Allison. What's
What
going on? Y'all were talking about germaphobes. Did y'all
Right.
see that chick licking that toilet?
I mean,
Oh,
who would
my
do
God.
that?
What? Huh?
I mean, what is in your head? You go,
what kind of toilet are we talking here?
Was it airplane toilet?
yes.
Oh my!
Licking it. Just,
See, that just made mine. That just put
but they had
instilled
to.
fear in my heart.
But they had to add it in there. It wasn't just any girl licking a public toilet. It was a gender
Did she have
fluid.
blue lips?
She was gender
She came
fluid.
out?
No, I don't know what the hell it was. Gender
So-
fluid chick.
So, explain to me gender fluid.
I don't know.
Does that mean you can,
It
like...
fluctuates.
Well, I was going to say, it depends on how you're feeling.
Do we not know if it's male or female?
It doesn't know.
No, it's a gender fluid. It could change in the middle of some people. It's so bad that it could literally change in the middle of a conversation. So like, oh, I identify as a female right now, and they start talking. Some get crazy, some not. I don't know. It doesn't make
Well,
sense.
hello, boys. Oh, like that.
Hi, my name is
I can't
Terry.
do that, dude.
Right?
Hi, my name is Terry.
Hey, man. So,
Dang it. I
Oh,
thought I
hey,
was
man.
doing good with you.
I went hunting this morning. Oh, how's that work?
So I have my limits, though. Like the 10-second rule, or some people go with 5.
It depends on where that 10 seconds
If it's
is.
not
It
if it's
depends
not
on what
green,
it
I'm
is.
eating it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. To me, it depends on what it is. Okay.
Or where that 10 seconds
Like
landed.
this,
Let's be real.
like it's like an M&M have a real time on it.
Yeah, it's got a casing, right?
Well, that's
It's
what
got
I'm
a
saying,
casing. You
right?
can, like,
So
wipe
does it
that
really
down
even
if you
have a
needed to.
time?
I don't think so.
I mean, like if it was tomorrow, you could eat it.
yeah,
But if it's like scrambled eggs,
Now that's different.
and
probably not a good
look,
idea.
out of all the germs and shit, what's the one outlier that'll just trump it to where I wouldn't eat it? It's hair. Isn't that weird?
Is that what it is for you?
You see hair on it, you're like, I'm not eating that.
See, like, is that like the grossest thing like you
right?
can imagine?
I know it's not
right?
though, but
It's. I mean, is
to
it?
me, when you
What
look
is
at
the
it,
grossest thing?
You know what's
Like,
weird though?
seriously?
I think it's like if it's your own hair, it's not as gross,
See, your own hair is like a oops.
right?
Right. But if it's like,
So-
I mean, outside of that, I mean,
But
I
if you
figure
can't
people find
identify it
Band-Aids.
as somebody at your table,
yeah, but like, no,
right?
you got blonde hair.
Wait a minute, it wasn't you,
Wait, is it match mine?
right?
I don't know. What color is it? Is
No.
it curly or straight?
It's pretty. Other than
Do you
like,
have to auction it off?
other than basketball, it's been a pretty dead week, honestly.
Kind of
Other than Trump
That's what
declaring
happens
that
when Facebook
ISIS will
shuts
end
down.
tonight.
today.
Why? How? What's he
I don't
doing?
know. I don't know if that's even a real thing.
You don't think?
No, I'm not sure the source was credible or legitimate.
What is the real
what is
thing?
credible and what is legitimate?
Nowadays, I'm not sure there is anything. You know,
So we don't know.
well, you
It's
know
the same.
that Fox fired the right wing conservative Judge Pirro.
yeah.
Really?
Lady. They let her go. Okay, so I mean, is there even a channel or a station left?
Yeah, this is podcast, Almost Legal Podcast.
Oh well, there's
We're
this
here.
one. Well, there is this one.
Hashtag you're fired.
They
on
they
it.
will not censor us.
Yeah. Well, they tried.
Hashtag almost
Well,
fired.
we have been to Facebook jail.
We have been. I've offended Mormons and Catholic priests.
Right.
Stop offending people so
Yes,
much.
please stop.
It's all in good fun. And if you can't take a joke, then get over
Crazy.
it, right?
Well, I don't know if you know this, Allison. A while back, we were talking about, and it's funny because that you said that because we were talking a while back about Carlos Mencia and what happened to him. Do you remember that conversation?
Yeah.
He's back. Okay. So now is his show like going to be like, is it like the worst thing to go watch now? Because, you know, he's one of those guys who literally he picks on everybody. He
Well, I
leaves
think you should
nobody
have
out.
some sense of humor about yourself. I mean, like,
Have we
it's
gotten
funny.
well, that's the thing. So have we gotten to the point where you can't even have a sense of humor anymore?
basically,
Or you,
right?
or you can be a Jedi wizard like Dave Chappelle.
Okay.
I love Dave Chappelle.
I mean, who doesn't, right?
But even him, when he steps on people, he comes back.
Crack giveaway.
And words like when he's talking about transgenders, he got so much backlash from that. Well, guess what? He like exclusively talked about it and then made the same joke, even more joke, talking about how he was dancing with a tranny, but turned it around on himself and his insecurities.
Exactly. It's
Right.
his view. He's literally mocking the insanity of it. And I mean, I think we do that, right? We kind of,
I think so, but can you imagine what it must be like for like Jose was on last week? Okay,
Right.
we were having a Facebook outage, but we'll talk about that later. But
and I hate that because
I know. but
shout out to Jose.
weird thing though is that don't you think it's a little different now as a comedian? Because you remember when you used to think about what every comedian show you've ever been to and what they actually talked about.
Yeah.
Okay, now like there's somebody in the crowd crying
I think
and getting counseling because somebody said something about
You
them.
talked about I'm white, I'm blonde,
Right.
I
Well-
have no boobs, my butt's too big, it's not big enough,
Well,
I'm dating
I think
whoever. I mean, I eat lettuce. I don't know.
I think where the
Pick your poison, right?
I think where the disconnect is, it's no different. I think the only different is when you go and perform for thousands and thousands of people, thousands of them will like it, and 4 or 5 people will be triggered. It's the media giving those 4 or 5 people a platform
right.
to bitch about it.
Right.
And then you see what I'm saying?
Well, let's
Nothing's
stir up
changed.
let's just stir it up. Let's just go, oh, look, it's a hornet's nest. Let me go poke it.
Exactly.
Right.
It's nothing's changed. They're just
And
giving those people platforms.
This is normal.
And let's be honest, okay, it's still funny, right?
I'm glad they do.
I mean-
Otherwise, what would we talk about?
We
I mean,
laugh all day long about
Right.
this kind of stuff.
Like Daniel Tosh says, if you look, nothing's off limits. If you write a
That's
good
the
enough,
thing.
if you write a good enough joke and people laugh, it can be funny. He was
Right.
talking about and then he went off to rape. He's like,
That's why poop is funny.
Even that can be
Forever.
funny
Yes.
if you think
if
about
you
it. I
write
mean,
a good enough joke,
right? Okay. The worst thing in the world, okay, can be funny, okay? Example, there were 9/11 jokes.
yeah.
Not long after that happened.
You have to wait a
and I
little
think
while.
that's
There
where
is a time period.
well, that's where I think
Right.
too soon came from.
Right.
You
Too
know
soon?
what I'm saying? Was it too
Like,
soon?
Too soon? Like, yeah, there is a too soon sometimes.
Is there?
For sure. I think so.
You know, it's fun.
I think sometimes it takes a little while. And you look, like, for instance, okay, I think now maybe my mom laughs a little when she finds out that my dad and I used to like do, we have huge donuts in his Corvette, and we used to like go off,
Right.
almost fall off the side of the mountain during like, Corvette runs, and I almost fell off of, motorcycles and dirt. It's probably funnier now that she finds out like 30 years
Sure.
later.
I guess it's weird because I grew up with a dad who pretty much said, if you can't laugh in the face of tragedy within 5 minutes, you have a problem.
You
Yeah.
can't laugh at your own self.
Well,
then
that's
who
what
you
I'm
gonna
saying.
laugh at?
And I mean, I think, and I'm the first one to laugh at myself for doing stupid crap because it's pretty common.
Yeah.
I do a lot of
me
stupid
too.
stuff, so I'm very entertaining.
I'm very.
Ask anybody in my family.
my
So-
entire life is a struggle.
So do you get offended though when the joke is about you or your insecurity?
I used to.
Did you really?
I used to. When I was a kid, oh my gosh, I was the worst. I could not take a joke for crap.
I guess
Like
it's
I had
different.
to be right. I knew it all.
See, I guess
I
it's
remember
different
my
now.
birthday party when I was like 11th grade. 11th grade. When I was like 11, a bunch of girls smeared toothpaste on my face, and I thought that I was like, all of
Oh
you would
my
never
God,
never be my
toothpaste.
friends again. I hate you all. But then life kicked me in the teeth a few thousand times, so I learned.
I kind of had a crowd when I was growing up. It was like if they weren't picking on you, something was wrong.
Right.
And now I feel like if you were in a crowd or people like that, they walk around their heart on their shoulders so bad that
Right.
you can't even joke with it. And I guess that's the thing, if they're not picking on you and not paying attention to you, that's when you really have the problem. So
That's when they don't like you. It's like when your mom would tell you, hey, when you go to
Hey, turn
I
that
guess it
down.
was basically, wasn't it your if the boys would poke at you or punch you or hit you, that meant they liked you, which made
Right.
no sense.
That's why
right?
Never mind.
Is that why you poked at girls at the club this week? No, I'm just kidding. I don't know what you did this
I
week.
did some type of poking. I'm just kidding.
Were you poking at
Just
people? You
kidding.
should not Facebook poke. That's like
Totally
totally
kidding.
2005 or something. When did Facebook come out?
Do people still do that though, right?
Do they?
What are
They
you
poke-
doing
do they
over there?
poke
Jesus
people?
Christ, that's loud.
I don't know.
She's like
man.
playing the drums or something.
I don't know. There's something going on here. It's always something going on here. This is my life. Stuff likes to fall over in the middle of stuff. I don't know why.
All right, we'll
So-
wait. We'll wait.
So,
I got it now.
So is it different as a mom with young girls today? Like, do you still teach them basically the same thing that like when you grew up, what you felt like was okay as far as somebody flirting with you is totally different than what's acceptable now?
Yeah.
So do you teach your girls different than what you did or what you expected?
What flirting was?
Yeah,
For
I
sure.
mean-
Well, I mean, I think they're doing a little bit. The flirting is a little different, right? I mean, I wasn't sending pictures of myself.
Well,
like
right. Okay, maybe it's just because the media
Why
wasn't
not?
available,
Why not?
right?
we were
but-
passing notes.
We had beepers, Josh.
Yeah, I'll pay
We
you
were like,
later.
we had this method where you like fold it up and then you like passed it and you had to be folded really cool and
Right?
you'd have to hand it off
Hey,
super secret.
I'm not that. I remember pre-text messaging.
It was awesome.
Pretext.
Pre-text.
Pretext.
You could burn after reading. It
See,
was
that's
like,
the millennial cutoff. If you can remember like pre-internet
Passing a
and
note?
shit, or passing notes, like when you had to ask if they had text messaging, or
I still
Right?
have some of my notes.
yeah,
So, do you remember when the original text messaging where you had to like push one time
I'm-
for the A,
no,
two times
I
for
was
the V?
I
T9
went
word,
through
bruh.
Were you?
Yeah, I was a savage with that.
It
I'd be
was
in my pocket.
crazy
just-
how right. It was crazy how fast
See, that
everybody
was
got
that
at it.
difference of age. I was like, I'm not doing that until the BlackBerry came out. I was like, eh.
Oh, look at this
Mm-mm.
peasant over
Gotta
here.
have right. She's like, I'm gonna live beneath my means.
My favorite
It's okay.
phone of all time was a Palm Trio. It was
Did
a
you
damn,
like that?
It was a damn
Remember?
brick, but it was so ahead of its time.
Yeah, I
Well,
loved
see-
my BlackBerry.
Well, see, I liked when they came out. I liked the chocolate, like the Verizon phone, the chocolate, because it
Are
was
you
like
gay?
you
but it
like
was,
chocolate.
No, it was the first like real phone that had like music media already a part
Word,
of it.
word, yeah.
You know, so you
so it had ringtones.
yeah,
ready to
so you
go.
didn't have to carry around the little MP3 player.
My
or,
favorite
or some
phone-
of us are cassettes.
My favorite phone was
I
like
had cassette.
this thin, like that thin, and it was like a two-sided phone. You could
The
switch
razor.
sides.
Oh.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Had a
Yeah,
media
yeah.
player on the backside
Right,
and a
yeah,
phone
you
on
could flip
the
it
other.
over.
Yeah.
Right. Those were pretty cool.
Oh, that
So-
was really slick
course-
then. I was too broke for that.
right. Do y'all
You're in Montgomery. It's
well, I
understandable.
know Allison probably
I was paying for myself to go through college. It was, it was
Right.
rough.
Oh, I
So
was,
do y'all remember the Nextel two-way, the bleep?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Beep, beep.
Man, that's the one thing. See, to me,
hit
that's
me
the
on
one
that
thing.
Nextel chirp?
Right. See,
Hit
to
me on the
me,
chirp, chirp,
but that's the one thing that's truly missing from today's technology. I kind of like that.
chirp, chirp.
You know,
I
chirp,
just
and
wanna
you go,
go
crap, don't say anything out
everybody.
loud.
They still have that.
Do they?
Yeah, I have technicians coming to work and they're like,
They still chirp back
Yeah,
and
they
forth like
do.
that?
I don't know
two-way?
who. I don't
It's
even know
usually
how,
like
who
butt crack
carries that.
plumbers.
Well,
Like,
that's what I'm saying. How do you? I mean, I
how do you
haven't
go
seen
about
it.
that?
I don't know. Maybe it's
You
a
go to the
specific-
Nextel store if they still have one.
They don't have
in your
Nextel.
hood.
They're
in
not-
your local hood.
That's Nextel stores are right there at Blockbuster.
They're
and
next
movie
to
gallery.
the Indian guy that sells shoes.
What else
Right.
happened? What else happened this week, guys?
Oh,
There's a
other-
lot
well-
happening. Not really.
Well, there kind of was though. If
There was.
from what you sent out, I think it really does. There's more than you think. You know, last week
there's a
the
big
reason
thing.
we weren't on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's not. And
I
by the
mean,
way,
we weren't even here, not because of Facebook jail.
well, right. And by the way, we weren't in Facebook jail.
all of Facebook.
It's not
was
that
down.
Josh didn't pay the bill.
Yeah, they were dogging me.
We
Good job.
Come to find out, okay, it was more than just Facebook though.
What was it?
That was down. Everything was. Instagram was out.
Insta
Snapchat was
down,
out.
Snapchat was down.
Like, what are we gonna
So
do
the-
with my life?
so the
Oh
big-
my God, my life is over.
So the big question then, I guess, is was Tinder down?
Fuck up.
Grinder. I mean, Tinder.
Sorry, I had to ask.
It's going down.
It's going
Got a match on Tinder.
Farmers.com.
I don't know. I don't use that
Right.
shit anymore, bro.
Yeah. So anyway,
Well, yeah.
so the
So,
outage,
yes,
the
there was a few
outage.
things going on this week.
Well, the
Let's say
outage was
that.
kind of interesting.
Yeah,
you know?
we had Jose on, guys, and a lot of people, even like the upload to YouTube was a little squirrely. A lot of people couldn't find it, and I feel
It's
bad
Mercury retrograde, man.
I know, I hate that.
Jose Cooks, who's a local comedian, y'all need to go support
The
him.
funny bartender.
The funny bartender. He came.
He's gonna have to come back. He gets a repeat.
You stop moving shit over.
No, I like to rearrange
Sit
stuff. I have
your
to sit
coffee
still.
down.
Anyway, he came on. He's starting some stuff. He's doing some things, and he was trying to promote it, and it kind of went to hell in a handbasket because
He'll be back,
nothing.
though. He's actually going out west for a little while.
Yeah, he's
Traveling.
he's doing some things, and you might see him, somewhere very mainstream. If
It's coming.
Maybe one day.
it's coming. No, it's coming.
It's coming.
It is. You can
can't-
tell. I was gonna say.
Well, I
He's
can't say-
definitely got
I can't
his
say
shots coming
what,
for
but-
sure.
It's coming.
He's
Keep
got
an
some
eye out.
opportunities coming, but yeah.
Definitely.
And we
Go check him
support,
out
for
and
sure.
support him. Like he go follow him on Instagram, Facebook. Just do
Was
it.
it Jose Cuervo? Was that his like? What was his,
Corvo
his-
Light or something. I'll have to look.
I had to check
should
that.
have
I
had
have
that
to look
queued
that
up.
I know. I hate that. We'll have to check on that. But it's interesting though. Talking about the outage real quick though. Some people say it's a conspiracy kind of thing going on here. And
Yeah?
I want you to think about
Well, there's a few things on
Well,
this. that-
well, if you think
yeah.
about it, and it's to me, it's no different. To me, is this Zuckerberg trying to prove that he has that kind of control? Okay, it's an example.
Who, the
kind of like
reptilian overlord?
maybe. Okay, but it's kind
Zuckerberg
of
for
the.
president.
Well, does everybody remember when Y2K and the whole world's going to come crashing down and collapse?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're still here.
What? We're still here. But anyway, back then it was one of those situations where they really didn't know if it was going to be a problem or not. And they were like, it was during that time or something, they were trying to bust up the idea that Microsoft was kind of a monopoly. And Bill Gates was basically like, you know what, y'all, I'll just retire. I'll go to an island and I won't help anybody fix anything. Just to show that he had
Jesus.
the kind of control. He didn't have to, but just to prove that he had that kind of control.
Flexing his dick.
Do you think that's what Zuckerberg's doing? Maybe this outage was a planned thing, is what some people are
Nah.
saying.
He's just flexing.
He
Is that
might
what we're
be.
saying?
I don't know. What would be the gain to it, though?
I don't know, just to flex that, just to flex
Well, there was definitely some corporate things going on here because there was the WhatsApp app. There was some CEOs fired. There was
Yeah, it's weird how it was like all of them.
it's kind of a chain of events.
All the
here where
CIA
you're going,
ran
is he
social media.
flexing?
Right.
Yeah.
it. All the CIA run social media.
Yeah, it's
Right.
weird.
See, but it's. I don't know. Of course, I'm a little older, so I really only have a couple of things. I use Instagram. I use Facebook. But pretty much your profile, you're out there. Even only having a couple, that you're already out there. So, like, how many social media things do you use?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't use.
No, I'm just saying like Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram.
That's it.
Is that the three you use
Yeah.
pretty much? What do
And
you
I
use?
only use it when I'm taking a dump.
Okay, that's fair.
Whatever.
That's,
Yeah,
no, that's
everyone
fair.
listening, if you see me share something, I'm pooping somewhere.
He's not having so he's dumping in his car, having
Right.
road rage.
Right.
He is
Hey, that's
dumping
Snapchat, right?
at Almost Legal Podcast pre-gaming.
True.
Right.
He is dumping, eating
True.
cheeseburgers out with his friends.
True.
Okay,
So
she's
he's
calling me out
kind
on my
of dumping
Snapchats.
on a whole. We're going to talk about poop tonight, and I
I think
don't
it's
mean
funny. It's like she's got your Snapchats pulled up, like right there.
I know.
She
He's
was
like-
scrolling through and going, "Well, you
Well,
weren't doing it here."
Snapchat's a little different.
What? See, that's the thing. That,
Snapchats for like your close homies.
right.
Yeah.
So, what all social media do you use then, Allison?
Yeah, of course I use Snapchat. Otherwise, I wouldn't know these personal, private things about Josh.
Right. Anybody, everybody can look
No,
them up.
No, the road rage thing kind of threw me off. I was like,
She's
how
like,
the
wait a
hell
minute,
did she know that?
about
How did I
that?
know all this?
Right.
And,
It's
like, it
like-
suddenly seemed like a
So maybe
stalker,
she
and
is
I'm not.
CIA.
I just notice a lot of stuff, I guess.
I guess that's a
okay.
weird. But I think that's a weird part. You've got two or three, you've got two or three, I've got two or three.
Yeah.
It's all everybody chooses the same main ones. So ultimately your information's out there. I mean,
Oh, for sure.
There's no way to hide anymore. Could you? And I don't know. Do you know people like
can
that
run.
don't do social media at all?
Yeah,
Don't
John
do it?
Sorsguson.
Well, I'm just saying. Wouldn't you find that hard to do?
My dad doesn't do it at all.
That's interesting. I had a
Your
guy
dad's
that
a
I talked to
savage.
that I met today. An
He
older guy.
emails
An
a
older guy.
lot.
He didn't even have an email. He doesn't even text or anything. He wanted me to mail him like snail
old is
mail.
Are you shitting me?
He's in his 80s. So there's no,
But
I
see,
mean,
that's why.
but it's
You
not
just-
like this is a poor guy. He lives in an affluent neighborhood, so
You
he's.
couldn't get his assistant to do it. Is what I'm saying.
Well, I don't know. That's what I found kind of weird. I was like, okay, so where can I send this to you? Blah blah. blah.
Like, how do you make money not
He gave me-
communicating with
no,
people?
This is true. He actually gave me his address on a piece of paper,
Shut up.
and I'm like,
Hey, it
what
happens.
am I supposed to do with this?
Let me guess. You go into his car. He's got a damn atlas.
Dude,
Right.
I'm worried. Do kids nowadays even know how to address a envelope?
I doubt it. They can't write a check.
I've decided. I think I'm going to volunteer to teach a common sense class.
That's a crazy thing because my wife's always wanted to do that. But
I really feel like there should be common sense classes.
Like for girls, they should do things like not just that, okay, but they should like teach them how to change a tire.
Here's Plan B.
Here's how Plan B works. They should do that for the men too, Josh.
And then
Plan B.
Plan
something
B.
besides the
I'm sorry, it was Plan E. So
yeah, change a tire. What taxes are?
That's what I'm saying.
Check. What a bank account's for. I don't know.
How to make a dentist appointment.
I need one.
Right.
How to pay your bills. But that's to me, that's the weirdest thing.
Why don't you learn that in school?
Well, that's the thing to me is that why are there 25 and 27, 28-year-old kids? And everybody does it. You can't lie. You know somebody when they call their mom to make them a dentist appointment, even if they're pushing 30.
I try it sometimes.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Used to get their moms to check them out of school to go to the bathroom.
Right.
I mean, are you serious?
They don't hate, man. You don't hate.
Josh, did you do that? You
he's
did,
like, dang.
No, I don't. My mom would.
Would your mom beat your butt?
Your mom would have
Hell
told
yeah.
you no.
She'd have been like, "Go eat shit."
My mom
like,
actually,
go back to class.
my daughter called me and asked me to bring her Subway to school the other day,
Oh
and
my
I literally, I just said,
Why
no.
didn't you?
I said, "Have you lost your what?" She goes, "Never mind. I should have never asked that. I was just kidding."
I'm just gonna screw
The
myself.
next
Bye.
day,
Click.
there was a lunch menu printed to the
Right.
fridge. I said, "There will never be an excuse for that again, ever. Like, no, if you don't like it, then."
She
pack
just
your
wanted
lunch.
to spend time with you, Allison.
Huh?
She just wanted to spend time with you.
Right.
No, she just wanted mom to go like spoiler rotten because somebody else did, and so somebody else had Subway and she didn't. I'm sure.
It's weird because like when I was in school, there was like you couldn't go to like Subway or anything. The whole goal was not to have somebody bring you food; it was to leave the school.
Right.
Right.
And go get right.
Now they
and
like
go
actually
get
make
food.
you
Even though you weren't supposed to.
It had nothing to do with it.
We had that one guy who would take an order and leave and come back. Well, I always had athletic PE.
Right,
so.
but see, it was always like it was kind of like a sport all on its own, though. You know what I'm saying?
Can
Like,
you get food from the
right,
outside?
and it was like a challenge, man. You planned it.
Challenge
you put your order in. One dude went out and ordered 37 hamburgers from McDonald's, and he brought them back, and all of a sudden the whole lunchroom smelled like McDonald's. And you're like, hey, what happened
That's
here?
not fair.
No, but the goal was like to go do it, leave school, and not get caught.
Yeah.
See, that's a better idea of not getting caught than like, let me bring a gun to school and not get caught. I mean,
Well,
there's a difference.
true.
I saw this video set only in Russia, and it showed you a group of
Right,
cops.
right.
This guy's walking right next to him, just drops a pistol on the ground, just picks it up, and keeps going.
Right. It was like it was something like you dropped your keys. Everybody
Whoops.
has it.
Yeah.
So what do you think? And let's just going to blow on a serious note for just a second, okay? Speaking of something like that, the New Zealand shooting. You were talking about it, Allison, and one of the things that really kind of blows me away about that whole thing that happened, okay? There are New Zealanders now. They're trying to pass gun legislation, and people over there turning their guns in
Where?
in New
Hang on.
Zealand.
Why?
Because of the mass
Okay.
shooting that happened. Okay,
Ding.
so
Don't they
now-
already have gun regulations?
I'm
and
not
stuff?
sure what their actual laws are, but could you? And I'm gonna tell you something. If it's going to happen, okay. But there are a lot of Southern people out there that are going to go. You can pry it out of my cold dead hands.
That would never that would lead
mean,
to a
that
civil
That
war.
would be my
think if
dad's
there's-
artillery.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Good luck.
Don't you
He
feel like
sleeps with
that's?
like 10?
But don't you feel like that's truly the one thing that will take this country into a true civil war?
Yeah, it ain't gonna happen.
as definition wise, okay.
Good luck if they come to Panola. That's all.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Anybody, I mean, it may be, maybe those people in California going to turn their guns in. Maybe the folks up north will. But I'm going to tell you something. When you get south of the Mason-Dixon line, I think I'd rather face some country's army, okay, than 10 million
Billy Bob
Southerners,
over there.
right? Billy Bob, okay.
You
out
ain't
there.
taking my shit.
You ain't getting my squirrel this afternoon.
What you saying? They're all
Aw.
ignorant? You asshole.
Hey, his name is Animal, not Billy Bob, and he hunts with C4 dynamite. Okay,
Dynamite.
Right?
Get
Hard
it?
to
Don't ask
miss.
how he got it.
Right? But,
You gotta talk.
I can't imagine that, though. I mean, can you imagine them going, whose neighborhood that y'all know, okay, being in the South, they're going to come knocking on doors, go door to door and say, here's this box, please get your weapons and put them in here.
Yeah.
Well, there was Mormon, or what are the people that wear the
Mormons.
Jehovah's?
She's dogging on the
I
Mormons
just
now.
get
We're
that
going
wrong.
back to
God
Facebook
damn it,
jail.
man. Look, basically,
Crud.
see where it's at is when there's a tragedy, they always make it political. Why can't we just have a civil conversation about things? Like,
And what happened
Why
to
don't we have-
good people mourning and like just give you an
that doesn't
example.
get TV ratings.
It could, and that's the weird thing. I don't know if y'all remember. You remember, obviously, 9/11, there was a lot of like memorial stuff that was done and all that. And then the tsunami hits over in Phuket, okay, and it was all about the missing people and this and that. Why is that part of the story gone?
Hurricanes,
I
earthquakes.
don't know.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Ooh.
Even in those circumstances,
Sorry.
why is the good-natured side of all of that gone? Okay, we got to see it on a local level with what happened down close to you, Allison, when Beauregard and Lee County got tore up by the tornado. Okay, but that's on a local level only. Don't you know somebody's out there politicizing that too?
Of course.
I
Well,
mean-
people always are. They're giving
they actually
things,
did.
They're
No,
charity.
right.
They're promoting. They're marketing. Everything comes from a place.
They actually did. They actually got on President Trump for signing Bibles. Okay, like that was some kind of like unholier than thou sin. Okay, to sign a Bible. Okay, this is what Southern folks want.
Won't. That's what we want.
That's what they want.
They just
want
want
that.
President Trump to sign their Bible, and it bless their hearts. There ain't nothing wrong with that now, is there?
But do you
let's
see
be
anything
real,
wrong with
so-
that?
With what? I wasn't listening.
Of him
I mean,
signing a Bible?
signing a Bible.
No.
I mean,
They just want to have something to complain
he didn't
about.
write it.
I mean, true.
Get Roy Moore to sign it.
Very-
It'll be
All
okay.
bullshit aside, the Trump bashing has been like DL. Like no one's talking.
Have you noticed that all of a sudden?
Y-
And what?
Yeah, it's
and-
real quiet.
I just realized that.
Well,
Like,
it
I haven't
was
heard a
almost-
negative thing about Trump in a while.
Well, like, give an example. Like today, I'll scroll through some stuff there every once in a while that I pick up, and I like to scroll through the comments because, like, I'm like a serious troll.
yeah.
Okay, and I am not afraid to go out there and just jump. I like to stir the pot. You know what I mean? So I'll go and I'll scroll through this and scroll through that. Today was Barron Trump, their son's birthday, his 13th birthday. And I actually was flipping through just to see, and I'm going through, like, there's 140 something comments when I first saw it. And I'm flipping through going, okay, some jackass is going to say something negative about this 13-year-old kid. Okay. But oddly enough, I didn't find it today. And it's interesting you say that, Josh, because I feel like a week or so ago, it may not even been a little over a week, all of a sudden Pelosi backs off of the impeachment idea, and
I wonder what they found.
I don't know.
Everybody's really quiet.
Doesn't that kind of make you wonder? All of a sudden, everything's kind of quiet. We're not but we're
CNN ain't
not
saying
hearing it.
shit.
Right. Okay. Other than the firing of Judge Pirro, who they said made some comments against Muslims, so they let her go on that. Look, and I'm the first one to post on their site. Did we all? And this is what's crazy to me. Have we already forgot what happened on 9/11?
What happened?
I heard something happened.
Lots
Okay.
of stuff.
Well, lots of stuff.
So much happened, I can't even
Right.
talk about it. in
Other
one day.
than the tragedy.
Other than planes hitting buildings.
Well, that's what
Oh,
I'm
I
saying.
read about that somewhere.
Oh, wait. Seems I recall something about that.
According to Josh, the day our government blew up those buildings.
I didn't say that.
And then there was other planes. There was
All I'm saying is there's
conspiracies.
more to it.
He said there's more to the
But
story.
people died,
than
and that,
you know.
when
That's
you come down
real.
to it, though, at the end of the day, all of this stuff, all of it, there's lives lost. There's people that are affected. There are moms, dads. I mean, it's family to people. I
Hashtag
don't
true.
care what they are.
You know,
Just,
who
somebody's kid.
I've never seen anyone interview anyone that had loved ones on the actual planes. I'm not introducing a theory.
I
I'm just
know,
a
but I want you
thought.
to think about it. Maybe those people aren't trying to monetize the
No,
tragedy.
I'm just curious. No,
I mean, I'm just.
well, that's a theory because basically the whole reason that gives credibility to maybe it could be an inside job is Operation Northwoods, where they
Okay.
were planned on having a plane with a set amount of people, unloading them and launching a dummy plane, pretending to be that plane and getting it shot down and pretending Cuba did it. That's where all that theory came from.
It's just so much like,
You see what I'm
why?
saying? But that's where I came from. I've never really seen. I'm not saying that's a possibility or anything. I'm just saying it's something I thought about. I've never seen an interview of someone saying, I lost Jimmy John or something.
See, I know this comes out kind of crazy. I have this other weird theory about it. Okay, it's
Anal.
part of. Other than that,
Okay.
I mean, you can
It's-
get a story on Catch Me Outside Girl quicker than that. That's true.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, but to me, I feel like it's like what if it was one of those scenarios where see, I truly believe there's more to it than we know too. Okay, example, I feel like we might have already known it was going to happen before it happened, and I think the idea was that maybe we were supposed to foil it and we failed.
Maybe.
I mean, you understand what I'm saying, okay?
Yeah, maybe we like screwed up and didn't want to admit we screwed up.
I don't know. The Pentagon one is one that throws me off because how the hell they'd let it get there? That's what I thought.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think we knew something and we were supposed to react or do something. And I just feel like we screwed it up somehow.
Screwed the pooch on this one.
Screwed the pooch.
Somebody dropped the ball.
Maybe not. I don't know.
Speaking of ball,
I'm not smart enough.
it's March Madness time.
Nice segue.
Okay.
He threw that in there.
Have you got a
like-
bracket? Is anybody doing brackets this year?
I don't even know who's
I
in
did
it.
too.
Right? Do you have it? And you have two, and you don't even. Here's the
I
funny
don't even
part.
watch sports.
And
I don't watch sports. I don't watch basketball until it's like interesting.
Well, it's a playoff time. See, that's to me.
Which is like another week from now.
Well, see, I have one team that I watch, but I don't
Who?
I would never spend
Who's your team?
the Tar Heels.
Dumbass.
Has to be. Okay.
Aw,
So,
don't mock it.
all right, look, and let's go ahead and talk about Auburn while we're on that note. Okay. Everybody's got their brackets, and oddly enough, the four top teams in it: Duke, Carolina, Virginia, and Gonzaga. Number one seeds, all in four different sides. Here's the interesting part to me: when people choose their brackets, they've got, and I've seen a lot of them out there already. They've got, Duke making it to the Final Four, Virginia making it to the Final Four, Carolina making it to the Final, or no, and then Gonzaga making it to the Final Four, and then they want to put Auburn in the Final Four.
There's no biasness in there.
Well,
Right?
duh,
And I'm being
They
a
should be
realist,
there.
and it doesn't even matter that I'm a North Carolina fan. Okay, Auburn, with no experience in the tournament, has got to face Kansas, and if they get past Kansas, then more than likely they have to face North Carolina. Okay, and don't get me wrong, I love the idea of somebody cheering for their team, but you have to be a realist at some point,
Yeah,
right?
are you trying to win anything with this bracket?
Oh, well, that's my thing too. And my dad used to teach me: you bet with your head, not with your heart.
Hashtag true. Hashtag YOLO.
Right?
Hashtag statistically speaking, that's all terrible ideas, I think. Right?
What?
It's all a game of life. I mean, this is like the bracket. What I
Yeah,
thought,
like that one-
statistically
yeah.
speaking,
That year Georgia
brackets
Tech
are like-
won, that girl won it just
Well,
by
that's the
picking
thing,
the
and-
jersey she liked.
Well, right, and that's the crazy thing, and it's the ones where stupid amounts of money. Okay, and you got to pick, you have to have a perfect bracket, and the girl does it literally because she liked the color. Was it the color?
Yeah,
of
the
their
color of
uniform?
uniform.
I picked like that yesterday. I was like, because I like their logo.
She
because
won
I like
$1 million.
their name.
Right, $1 million.
You got people who get
Why
paid to
not?
do this,
And
and
then
she
I did
says,
one where I was like, did like all this side, I'm gonna go top, and all this side, I'll go bottom.
I did see some crazy statistic on how much the American
You like it on
public,
top, of course.
how much the American public
I'm just kidding.
is going to bet on this.
I was going to go
bracket
there, but I
thing.
decided to shut up.
He's like,
Just
okay.
stop.
He said, I'm going to leave that alone.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Stop it.
it's
right
some
there.
crazy $26 billion that they expect Americans to bet on doing brackets and stuff like
So
that.
dumb shit.
That's a lot of money.
If
What are the
y'all-
sheer
anybody wants
odds,
to
though?
hand me
Well, that's
some
what I'm saying.
money
So
just
pick a perfect
because to
bracket.
piss it away. I'm good with that.
I've never won a damn thing in my life. I'm not about to go.
I
through
have.
it.
have?
Really?
What?
You won 2 seasons by cheating in our fantasy league.
I didn't cheat.
Okay.
You won like the fight with the train.
Hashtag true.
Aha. YOLO.
That's a big win. That's like
Actually,
beast.
now it's,
War damn.
no, it's now
I
for
won a
you.
sapphire necklace.
Now for Josh, it's Yolt. You only live twice.
You only live twice?
Yeah.
Cool. I have one rule in
Boomer,
my family, and it's just don't
UNC.
die. So
Absolutely.
that's it. So you're winning. Anything else goes.
Y'all can't see any of this. Sorry.
I'm serious.
I can.
I can't see a thing. I'm just kidding.
Oh, it's on me. My
It's-
bad.
It's all on you. It's all on me, baby. You know what? We're gonna sing. We're gonna sing in a little bit because I want
About-
to. Okay,
about
look. So
what?
here's
Are we
my
singing?
talk about. Are we wrapped up, or you want to hammer on some Auburn some
No,
more? Or are we
no.
gonna like bracket it?
They're
some
going to
more?
hammer
Go
on
ahead.
themselves. So you go right ahead.
Can I take over?
Go ahead, girl.
Probably a good idea.
Sweet. That's so good. Because see, I want to talk about Mr. Rogers because it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
It's in this
All right.
hood.
Am I the only one that got a pederast vibe from him?
See, I was going to ask that.
What you mean,
Is he like the only clean dude out there? You know what I'm
Nuts
saying?
came out with him.
Well, no. I'm just saying. Is there any dirt on Mr. Rogers?
I don't know, but he's the creepiest one out of them. And yet you hear nothing.
But he was
Right,
like,
I mean, he still wears a
he wasn't
cardigan
creepy.
sweater.
I kind of liked him.
He's got a cardigan
He
sweater.
wore cardigans.
His little
I like
tennis
cardigans.
shoes. Okay?
Yeah, his
And he-
white New
and he-
Balances.
and he plays with a trolley in a land of make believe. I mean,
I don't know. What
Right?
did he do before he came home,
Something's
though?
creepy.
He sucked dick for
something,
money.
well, I'm just saying $20 is $20. Okay, but there's something
But why did
creepy.
he have to change clothes every time he came home? Like,
Right?
What did he do before that?
That's what I'm saying.
No, what they should have done, real Mr. Rogers would have just like taken his sweater off and thrown his underwear on the floor
Sweater
and
weather.
left his shoes, right? Okay, left his shoes by the door.
That's what I do.
Well, that's what I'm
like
saying.
a sock on is that like the sock on the door thing back in the day? Like Chris?
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, I was trying to say.
The sock
I mean,
on the door.
I've heard that works, or that's what my dad told me to do.
A sock on the
"Hey,
door?
Just put a sock on the door. I'm like, what?
Why?
Is that
For what?
supposed to do? You don't know this trick? That's so that you can let everybody know, like, don't come knocking because
The beds are rocking.
Because his beds are rocking.
the boots are knocking.
Knocking.
I
and
just
socks
lock the
are on
door. That's usually what I do.
He's like, oh yeah, and we have locks on our doors.
Yeah, we
now,
have
right?
locks in
Right.
Chelsea.
So yeah, exactly.
It may be different down there south of Montgomery.
Maybe these are just wives' tales that. You
Nah,
know,
I've
I
heard,
think
I've heard to
that
hang a hat on the door.
Hang a hat. There's a lot of little things. That you
Well,
see
actually,
done.
my parents' house, you don't even drive up without honking because you might see things you can't unsee.
Shit.
right? See,
There are times I've walked. I'm like, oh god.
I'm gonna
God.
leave.
I mean, Rod.
Not my
That's my dad's
parents.
No,
That wax towel is not big enough to cover. Okay, gotta go.
okay.
Yeah, no. You always honk. Always.
Give him a nice 30-second head start.
So feel good story. No. Seriously though, it was a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Okay. So here's my question. All right, because I was thinking this really did. It was Mr. Rogers' 90th birthday. Or wait, I think it was supposed to be his 91st birthday today.
Is he
So this is
dead?
why I'm talking about this.
So obviously, Allison, you
Yeah.
remember watching Mr. Rogers.
Oh yeah,
I
do.
certainly do. Okay, Josh, do you remember Mr.
Yeah.
Rogers? Okay, so I want you to think about the number of generations we're talking about spanning here. Okay,
Exactly.
and there was a generation or so before me that remembered Mr. Rogers.
Exactly.
I still
mean,
think,
this was like
he was a
a
better
staple.
ass.
So he's been creepy for a long time.
But am
He
I
was
not?
creepy before.
No,
Am I not
Sesame
making this
Street.
up?
No, the different, especially when you look back on it now that you're older. Okay,
Right.
when you were
That
young,
creepy
it wasn't
son of a
creepy.
bitch.
Now you're going, dude, what was he? What was he?
But
teaching
nothing's
me?
came out about him.
Well,
He just
that's my
looks like a
thing.
pedophile.
He
Well, that's
wasn't
why I
Pee
say,
Wee
is he-
Herman of his days.
Is he truly
Apparently.
like the clean guy? Okay,
Right,
We
bakes
all
cakes for
we all
kids
know
and-
that Dr. Huxtable was out there doing crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
Dr.
just saying.
Huxtable, but he liked girls. It's okay.
But
right?
there's no dirt on Mr. Rogers.
I'm gonna dig
Maybe
it up.
Mr. Rogers and his
That's-
cardigans were really like advocating like all good vibes. I mean,
Now,
that does
today-
exist, right?
Now today, because they're wool cardigans, people are going, save the sheep.
Oh shit! Yeah, they'd find something.
PETA's involved now, of
Right.
course. The libraries are involved, of
So
course.
think back
Yeah.
now. What are all the things that Mr. Rogers was doing that are no longer politically correct?
Him and Bob
Okay.
Ross.
He was
Well,
wearing.
that's what I'm saying, right?
Those two.
Exactly. Hair plugs went out of style. Everything was terrible.
Right.
The wraparound.
Like you said, you can't even wear a cardigan sweater out now because everybody thinks you're a pedo.
Yeah. I know.
Way to go, Mr. Rogers.
Pissed me off. I love my
Right?
cardigans.
And Josh is like, I've got a
Oh.
whole. He's like, I got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday all covered, hanging in the closet.
Way to
and I
leave
can't
the
even
best
wear 'em.
legacy.
Right?
Can't even wear a cardigan around now.
Is he
after these
dead or
messages.
alive?
He passed away, right?
He passed away, and it was supposed to be his 91st birthday today. And but it didn't give. You know what? But it's what you're saying. It's all the things when we were kids that were nobody made a big deal out of it. It was. I can remember seeing the Jetsons, and they would be smoking cigarettes
Right?
on the Jetsons.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that today would be like.
And think about
oh,
that's in the future.
my God,
Yeah.
that was in the future. They were smoking cigarettes on TV in the oxymoron in the future.
And those little cars, like, were puffing out the little
Still
space
pissed
cars.
my car
They
didn't
were
fly.
poofing out little smoke in the back, so you know they weren't like green machines. They weren't like
And-
all for about clean air.
And I really need Rosie.
And
I
speaking
really,
of, well, what
really
about
need
Rosie? Is that a racist thing now?
Why?
Because Rosie was the maid.
But she was
she's
an
a
electronic
robot.
I
robot, so
understand that.
therefore she
Well,
was like
basically,
your
she was-
Keurig. or
Electronic rights. Is that
Well,
next?
well, yeah,
she was like your Frigidaire.
right? See,
right?
like she was like an AI type Roomba.
Right. She was mixed with
You know?
Roomba mixed with the new refrigerators that I'll
Right,
can't
right.
afford.
My luck, I'd buy one and like short circuit and burn my house down or some
Right.
shit.
Johnny
That's my
Five is
luck.
alive.
Y'all remember Johnny
My
Bravo?
Roomba, you know.
Johnny Bravo was great.
Hey,
man.
pretty lady.
Like he was. Well, see now he was the cool dude. You know.
Yeah, he would be a misogynistic dickhead nowadays.
well, right. He was kind of a jerk if you think about it.
He's a womanizer.
Right.
So, what was your favorite childhood song? Like, think back to
Song?
because you know what, the Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. I mean, we're talking about the hood. These days. Let's just talk seriously. I want to know
I feel like
what was,
she
when you
loves
think back.
Mr. Rogers.
Think about those childhood songs that made you like sing stupid songs.
And you see how she turned out.
Yeah, I know.
See,
I'm sorry.
I know.
I don't know.
Childhood songs. I don't even know.
I
childhood
mean,
songs?
seriously.
I don't know. I was
wanna
Magic
hear
School
some
Bus,
good ones.
maybe?
well, see, that's
Huh?
way after my time. It's like I was a Winnie the Pooh kind of kid.
Oh, yeah?
You were the Winnie the
Christopher
Pooh?
Robbins?
Yeah. I mean, part of that just
Okay.
because of my name, but yeah, I was a Winnie the Pooh kind of kid.
I don't know.
I
What
was
do y'all
like
think, people on the interwebs?
The interwebs.
What do y'all
The
think of,
interwebs needs to know.
I guess, your childhood catchy
I mean, we want to know about the
intros?
child. What was that like nostalgia, like that childhood?
So-
I always had like the theme songs that always come to mind for
Right,
me.
right, right.
It was like certain songs of your childhood. Like I could remember the commercial breaks. I mean, it would always, well, you know, after these messages, we'll be right back. I mean, you know,
Well, see, I was one of those kids too.
Good
Like
times.
I paid more attention to the commercials than I did the actual
yeah.
shows.
I only watched
Well,
Back
because
to
they were
Hussey's 3,
cartoons,
so.
too.
Right.
they learned now that you shouldn't have those because they were telling us to eat stuff that was bad for us and smoke cigarettes,
Like-
right?
Yeah, hey, speaking of eating the stuff that's bad for us, on talking about like cartoons and stuff, there's a cereal contest going on right now. Okay,
Ooh.
and no, I want a box so bad. They're putting out 1,000 boxes. Okay, you can go and you have to buy an original box first, and then you have to like send in the thing that comes inside of it, a number. It's for an entire box.
Is it a
of-
prize inside the box?
No, it's one. It's Lucky Charms, but with none of
Don't
the.
eat the mic,
it's
Josh.
nothing but the Lucky Charms marshmallows in an entire box.
Why would you want that?
My gosh, are you kidding me?
Oh my God, that's like every
Right?
sugar
The-
crackhead alive for Lucky Charms.
Wouldn't you want a box
Heaven.
of those?
Wait,
Yes.
there's no what?
Yes.
There's like Lucky
It's
Charms.
all marshmallows?
It's all the marshmallows.
Okay.
An
See,
entire
my
I was-
box.
husband would be like,
I heard the
"No."
opposite. I was like, why the,
Well, why
hell,
the hell would you want
that?
that?
No.
Right? That's
Why
like
not?
you might as well eat weed jacks.
That being said, I do like them because I get sick of the marshmallows.
because they're too sweet for
Yeah.
you.
So I eat them.
See, there's sugarholics like me. Dude,
I like
would
to just like sugar it out so hard that I'm
right.
gonna pass out.
I used to
right.
I used
I'd
to
be
drink
sweating and
sugar
stuff.
packets.
Well,
And then I
I
won't eat
did
it
too as
for
a
long time.
kid.
Yeah, same.
Now you know what's wrong with us.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. But yeah, I'm like that. I would sugar out to the point. If I got a box of those, I'd probably eat it in 2 sittings. You know, where you start to sweat and you're about to pass
yeah,
out.
ice cream.
The
like,
hell
if you,
kind of
yeah,
cereal
I
you eat?
eat it
No,
all
the
at the same
sugar
time. It's
buzz.
like just get it gone. I used to
finish
love
it off.
Halloween when I was a kid because my mom, her theory was, well, just eat it all until you get sick. If you puke, whatever, then it's gone. So it worked,
It's
Oh.
like-
right?
it's the
Okay.
same principle as like when you got caught smoking and your parents
It
came
was
home
kind of the same
and they
thought,
said,
yeah.
you,
She didn't do
you're
the
going to
rationale
smoke these
plan.
2 packs of cigarettes and you're going to smoke them back to back right now. Do you remember that was a thing?
Oh,
If you got
my
caught
brother had to
smoking,
sit in the living room and do that.
now
with
you go to
Marlboro
prison
Reds.
for that. Okay, mom makes her child smoke 2 packs of cigarettes and gets 25 years in the
Man,
federal penitentiary
That
for child
headline
abuse.
would be amazing these days. How
Right?
would they even find that?
Right?
There would be so much drama over that one.
Or
I mean,
what
you'd
happened
have child abuse. You'd be fining them
You
for
put in
smoking
like a
in the
bar
same
of
house
soap,
with them.
you know, like
Well, think about. Do you remember? Did you get your mouth washed out with soap when you said
Yeah.
something bad? Did you, Allison?
No.
No. What were you, a goody girl? You didn't say anything bad.
No. I think it's just probably because I don't know. When you grow up on a farm with a bunch of rednecks, then the things you hear, if you say something bad, it's probably
Agreed.
like it was a drop in the bucket.
Did your parents say
It was like a nobody even.
well, that's a
heard
new
that.
word. I ain't
Okay.
never heard one of them.
Right.
There's a bunch of cowboys over here saying words that who knows what they just said. I don't know.
I got my mouth washed out with soap a lot.
No, I was told to go stare at the toilet and flush my ugly face down
Just
the toilet.
don't lick it.
Like what?
Ew.
The toilet.
Don't. Ew.
That's
Apparently
so
that's a
disgusting.
thing, right?
I still don't
that being
understand why
said,
this
there's a
person-
price.
There. Oh, absolutely. Does everything have I do believe everything has a price.
There are
Everything.
some things
Everything.
that should not ever be done. Licking a toilet should be one of them.
How much money would it take you to do
I
that?
was going to say, what is your price?
I don't know that there's a price.
Oh,
It
there
has to be like.
everything has a price.
I mean, I probably have accidentally licked a toilet in my college years. I think about how many times that my
This
head
is
was hanging
great.
in one. So let's go back.
accidentally.
Maybe
Had my head
accidentally,
inside
that might
one.
have happened a
I
few
was-
times.
I was passing out. I was drooling. My tongue was hanging out of my mouth, and I fell on the toilet.
I remember thinking that the old school 70s, the squishy toilet seats that would sit down and it like literally let air out of them.
Oh, my grandfather had one of those.
Right.
Everybody's grandparents had one. I lived in this little crappy duplex that had it had one of those squishy seats, and I remember being so drunk, and I was like laying my head on the toilet. Yeah, so I might have licked one occasionally.
Oh, this is a nice pillow.
Yeah.
It was. I did. I was like, it's so squishy, and it just feels so good. And I think I slept there.
There's a reason
and I
you're
remember.
there's a reason you're not supposed to have a soft toilet seat.
Yeah.
Okay, it's so those kind of nights don't happen.
Yeah.
So now they don't make squishy toilet seats anymore.
Well, because they want you, if you get your face that close to it, it's hard. They want you to go get up,
Yeah.
They
move,
don't, when you're praying to the
When it
porcelain
pushes
god,
down,
they
that's
do
the
not
noise it
want you to
makes.
be comfortable.
Don't do that.
click.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Hashtag comfy, squishy toilet seats. Bad idea. Leave those in the 80s, 70s. Maybe when did those come out?
Careful now. Some of us were around in the 60s.
I mean, but seriously, my dad has
Oh,
a
the
light
soft
on
toilet
his
seats?
now, so
Do you have soft toilet seats?
I just have normal ones. My dad has lights on his light up.
That's a thing now, right?
Yeah, and it has a smiley face.
And my thing is, there's like an app that comes with it. You know, you're
And it
working,
winks at you.
you're working your app when you walk into the bathroom. And you go, it's green. I want to change it to purple. Let's go through the rainbow.
Well, if you celebrated St. Patrick's Day, you might have woke up with green poop.
I
Wait,
did not.
what?
That happens.
That's
Did you know
actually a
that?
thing.
How?
It is a thing.
It's like the leprechauns
I
came
had it
home
happen
with
to me
you.
before, but it wasn't.
Or you have a
I mean,
healthy diet.
You know what's funny
honestly.
to me about St. Patrick's Day? It's like all of a sudden everybody in the country's Irish.
What's wrong with that?
Well, no, I'm just
yeah.
saying they're like, yeah, well, I'm
I'm like a
sick.
quarter.
But you know what's funny? Those exact same people 2 months from now, when it's May for Cinco de Mayo, they're all Mexican.
I'm a little Mexican.
right? Everybody's like, I'm going to celebrate my Mexican heritage.
Yes.
That's
I'm
what we
gonna
do
go
in May.
pick up my friends, and we're gonna Cinco de Mayo with blue
Right?
margaritas and have
Right.
blue poop.
So it's color's a thing.
Apparently, food dye, alcohol.
Like
The next day.
Like, do you get the green poop from like drinking the green beer?
Okay, what are we talking about right now?
St.
We're
Patrick's
talking
Day.
about St. Patrick's Day, green beer.
What's that
Have you
to do?
not ever had the hangover from green beer? Josh?
No,
No?
I drink.
Really?
I drink Jameson whiskey.
Is that green?
Okay, look.
What comes in a green bottle?
Look, no.
Are y'all about to have an intervention with me right now?
Should like run.
like,
should
wait a
definitely
minute.
try to have
The
like,
hell's
a
wrong with you,
green
kid?
food dye experience just for the sheer fun of waking up the next day hungover, looking in the toilet after you have visited it, and finding that you've expelled green or blue, like brightly colored, comes out of you,
I don't know.
and it's scary.
What if you do
When
multiple
your poop
multiple
is
colors?
when your poop looks
Right.
like that, and it's like neon glowing at you.
It's
you
the
almost
rainbow
want to
of
call your
poop.
mom.
No, I don't know.
poop rainbow.
What if you drink multiple drinks in multiple colors? Is it
Would
like
it
a mist?
layer?
Does it?
Then it'd just be brown. That's normal.
Would it?
You have to
Or
do
would
a
it layer
lot of
like a
green.
rainbow?
What if you do a lot of green and like a lot of yellow?
right.
Will it
It's
like
still
combine?
green. It'd
and,
probably
like,
be like blue green.
yeah.
Go back to
Will
the
it
color
will it go
wheel.
to the color
It's
wheel or will
teal.
it be like a rainbow
Orange
turd?
and yellow. Red and yellow makes orange.
It's a color wheel.
That's a
It's a color
legitimate
wheel.
a legitimate thing. That's a
It is.
question.
Maybe we should make it into, I mean, this
A
could be
challenge?
a cool thing for the future. You can color your poop.
Like it's
I mean,
a
people
challenge?
bleach their butts and stuff. So who knows?
Anyway,
Stranger things have happened.
whoa.
I think we're just gonna
Let's move past that one, ladies and gentlemen.
we're gonna wrap it up. No.
We are.
Oh, look at that!
Everybody's
Who we
gonna-
got there?
Everybody's gonna wrap it up.
I think we need to wrap it up. Make sure, shout out to wrapping it up. Hey, actually, I
Oh,
just wanna
y'all
talk
making a
about
sexual innuendo.
And swiping right.
that. And swipe left, swipe right. Are we tendering over there?
No.
No.
Are we tendering?
I told you
while
I really don't use
doing the
that anymore.
podcast?
I'm on Snapchat. I'm
Are you
Snapchatting.
Snapchatting while you're podcasting?
Because it's not down today.
It's not
Fine,
down
I'm gonna
today.
Snapchat
I'm
while
Snapchatting.
podcasting.
I'm not doing anything else. I'm live right now. She's saying I'm Snapchatting right now, but I'm. Or
I'm
wait,
snapping
no.
you, snapping me,
And
snapping
if you're
you.
watching, there's actual proof.
Yeah. See,
Sort of.
Super.
I'm on this. Oh, see,
Yeah,
Oh,
that,
wait, all I see
there
is
it
me.
is.
I'm Snapchatting
He's
me
actually-
Snapchatting. It's like
right?
a Snapchatception.
That's kind of like the infinity mirror. Like you
It's
see
kinda-
the TV inside the
kinda
TV
trippy.
inside the TV,
It is what it is.
right?
I'm just chilling right now.
So anyway, it's
Okay.
been a fun Wednesday night.
We did.
Allison, did you
What
have
did you
fun
do
tonight?
Wednesday?
No, I was talking about
Oh,
this
wait.
Wednesday.
Last Wednesday?
But hold on, this is Wednesday. You're aware, right?
I think so.
All right, we're gonna let the blonde jokes go.
Are you sure?
Yeah, probably a good idea.
For sure. What do we got on the docket for to next week?
Well,
For
if to next week is actually 100,
Let me ask
okay,
you a question.
then 100 should be like the theme, top 100.
Top 100s. We're doing top 100. Be the 100th episode to next week.
To next week. On to Wednesday.
And we might have it together almost, maybe not really, kind of, sort of, hashtag halfway there almost.
What the hell does that mean?
That means
I don't know.
we're going to be there.
Where
It
are we
needs to
going
be
to
there because there's going to be
We're gonna be
100
there
things about. I don't know
on
what
the
we're going to talk about.
interweb.
Allison needs to come here.
You should do that
I
for
might.
the 100th show. That would be
I might
cool.
take a road trip. Oh wait, next week hashtag beach trip.
Hashtag spring
So you won't
break.
be on there?
Hashtag spring break. I will be on. Sure, I'll be on. Of course, I'll be on. We'll
So-
go live from my Maymare's house. What? She's the
Maymare?
coolest 80-year-old,
How do you-
like from Massachusetts. She's
wait,
French.
Wait.
You can't
Go back.
bros back that. What'd you call
Oh
it?
yeah,
what do you call her?
Maymare.
Spell
French.
it.
Spell that for me, please.
Memeier. Maymare. And I called my grandfather Pipere.
It's French.
yeah.
It's no, it's
Correct.
it's faux French.
Yeah.
We y'all. She's my Maymare.
Hey, I want to know how
and
to
when she
say
comes to
I want to buy a
visit,
seal
She
in
comes
French.
to Alabama.
How do you say I want to buy a seal in French?
Oh shit, don't fuck.
Really?
Yeah. I never
Sweet.
took French, but
And speaking of but he does know some Spanish.
este es mi mano que palar por dinero.
That's
So
good.
don't forget your monkeys.
Yeah.
Beaners. They will
But hey,
think you.
also, guys, it's going to wrap it up. If you like what you heard, please go rate and subscribe on iTunes. Give us a nice 5-star review. That would be baller.
It would.
Also, go to YouTube, subscribe there. If you
Bell
want,
icon.
hit the bell icon so you'll be notified when we go live every
Just
Wednesday.
do whatever
8
that
p.m.
social
Central
media
Standard
app tells
Time,
you to do.
or if I have a guest on and they
7:37 seems like a good time.
7:37 might be a thing too. Who knows?
It is.
But
Who knows?
if you
Drop
have
it
any
like it's hot.
requests for content on the show or you want to be on the show, hit me up on any way of social media or email at almostlegalpodcast@gmail.com.
Hit him up with the DMs.
And as a kind of a troll and good merch, I was thinking about having
What are
Make
we doing?
Podcast Great Again.
Oh, the hats. We're gonna do that for sure.
I don't know what.
MPGA.
Yeah.
Miles per gallon.
Mubaga.
We're
Mubaga.
gonna make it
Mubaga.
almost.
Mubaga
Cool.
hats.
But hey, it's been real. I'm
He's
back.
really not here.
I'm
He's still
back,
not back.
son.
He's back.
I'm back. No, ain't no one holding me back, son. But
Skidamarinky
Chris, thank you.
We're out.
Allison, thank you. And until to next week, I'll see you. Peace.
By the way, I got time.
You do?